Yes, welcome to the Rush Hour, Ryan Papenhuyzen.
Thanks for having me on, lads.
How many different pronunciations of your surname have you heard over the years?
That's the great thing about becoming a professional athlete is people actually start saying it the right way.
Right.
When I was coming through the ranks, it was, you had everything. Papenhuyzen, just everything. But that's the great thing about, I guess, being out there now.
You know the real way. Papenhuyzen now. That's good, isn't it? Rabsy
Perfect,
Warren.
yeah,
We
that's
love
perfect.
that. Hey, how are you, mate? I was just reading here. You're only 26. You played 92 games with the Storm, of course. He's been a premiership player, man of the match, Clive Churchill medalist. I'll go into that voice there, Rabsy. But the last couple of years, I was just having a look at that, Rhino. Been bloody hard work, hasn't it?
It has been hard. I think last year I did have a surgery in the middle of the year, but I got 20 games under my belt, which is the most since 2020, which was a premiership year. So, I've had a couple turbulent years, but I sort of feel like they put you in a good stead and you learn a lot of things in those periods of time. And, reflecting on it, I sort of thought it happened for a reason. And, now I've sort of touch wood, come through the other side and can take those experiences and, appreciate the game for what it is rather than going by week to week and, just thinking it's always going to happen.
Good way to look at it. Well, the shattered knee, that was the knee cap, actually, wasn't it? That was a big, big one. Who ran India? Someone just went straight through.
Jack Whiten. So he was playing for the Raiders at the time and, made a break and we just clashed knees and he was fine and I had a shattered kneecap in 12 places. So
Now, how many weeks did we miss there?
I missed 14 months altogether.
Oh, so there's 14 months, okay.
Yep.
Then you broke your ankle?
Yep. So came back, played 6 or 7 games, and then the first final up in Brisbane.
Yeah.
It was 5 minutes to go, and Big Nelson fell on my ankle, and dislocated that, broke my fib, took a little bit off my tib, and did my syndesmosis. So I don't do things in halves.
One with a lot. But then you come back again. How long was that one?
So then that led into the off season.
Yeah.
So off season was just rehab, and then round 6 this year, I think it was against the Titans. You have to correct me on that, but round 6, once again, went to make a tackle in the end goal, and I think it was AJ Brimson fell onto it, and because I already got metal work in there, the surgeon sort of explained it as because the metal. It's a rod, the bone's got a bit of give in it. So as soon as someone lands on that pressure point, bang, the bone goes again, which then leads me to obviously had surgery a couple of weeks ago to get the metal plates out.
So you broke the bone over the metal plate that was already in your ankle?
Yeah. So they put an extension in, and then for the rest of the year, I just wore a pad over it. And it's crazy to think that was actually this year because I still got 20 games in.
How are you doing now? How are you feeling?
Yeah, I feel good. I can't see if the plates have made any difference yet, only because the surgery was so recent. But from all reports, it will be back to fine.
When you get out of bed, do you limp to the shower do you walk to the shower like you're Joe Biden every morning?
Oh no,
I do.
I think that's one of those things, right? I'm so lucky that I'm in an environment where I get hands-on treatment every single day, and I get access to the best people in the world in terms of coming back from injuries. So I count myself pretty lucky that I've had these injuries at this part of my career because I've had access to that and support from the club, and it sort of gives me no excuse to hobble around. I've sort of got every resource I need. So, I guess that's why I've sort of come back to play, and big motivation to why I got back to playing was because I've had the best help and have no excuse not to.
And you talk about the best help. Why the Storm so good? Why the Storm always up the top of the ladder?
The C word? Culture.
That culture.
I thought you were going to say consistent.
You made me nervous there.
I know, everyone looked at me.
What?
Well, it just seems to have the great culture, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. And I think it's a bit of a buzzword, right? Like the culture and
What is culture?
what is it? But I think what the Storm do really well is we set a really good foundation, and the foundation's hard work and being a good person. So that goes throughout the whole club, and I feel like if that's your foundation, then you just need a few players here and there that can do some special things on the field, and it just all combines into this perfect culture. So, I don't think there's too many special secrets to it, but it takes a lot of buy-in. I think that's
It does take the
and
buy-in.
a coach that runs it.
Exactly, yeah.
And a great coach. Now, I learned something interesting about Ange Postecoglou over the weekend that I didn't know. And that's that Ange, I'd always thought Ange was best mates with his players. But I learned that Ange doesn't like to get too close to his players. So if ever he has to make a hard decision, it's not personal. What's Craig Bellamy's philosophy in this regard? Is he mates?
Yeah,
with the players, or does he keep them at arm's length?
Yeah, I think he picks and chooses.
Yeah, the good ones
Got,
he loves.
Yeah, the good ones who work hard and are tough, he
Yep.
loves. But if you're a bit of a prima donna, he'll sort of won't care too much for you. But no, he's harsh, but I think he's fair. I think the side that we see to him also, you do get that side where he's quite relentless and ruthless about how he goes about his business. But you see him with his grandkids.
Yeah.
So I think you sort of get that side where, yeah, he can hold you really accountable, but you also feel quite safe in his guide because you see him with his grandkids. You know he has that side of him.
He's a softie deep
He
down.
is, yeah. So I think seeing both sides of that's the key.
Because he is mad in the box. When we see it in the box and something happens, he just blows up. He goes ape shit.
Yeah, I don't know how he does it. He's getting old now. He can't do that for too much longer. It's not good.
And you love living in Melbourne also?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I moved down to Bayside, so
Yep.
I was in Richmond for 6 years and
Plenty going on there.
plenty going on there, and thought I'd just a bit of a scenic change and went down to Bayside, and yeah, really loving it. So even just like the last 3 years, I don't think I've spent a spring in Melbourne. I've been sort of doing rehab over in the States, or I've been out and about, where this time I've actually been able to sit back and relax and just chill out. And I think you do realise how good it is this time of the year.
Yep. Oh, well, we're going to ask you about, are you going to stay in Melbourne? We'll take a break.
Yes.
The big question coming
It is a
up
big
next,
question,
Limo. Papenhuyzen now, Rhino. Aaron Woods, who's actually been great on the rush hour up there in Sydney, good fella and has a bit of fun, and they come down here and I don't think he went to bed. He ended up at Revolver all night.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he did.
He went all
spoke
right, did
about
he?
it. But he did say that, obviously the whisper going around, that you might be leaving Melbourne Storm and going to the Bulldogs. So what can you offer us here, please, Ryan?
Yeah, I think obviously speculation any time of the year around November when we come off contract. So I know it's a bit weird for Victorians to get their head around,
Yes.
but I've still got a year left in Melbourne, so I'm not going anywhere.
Yep.
But as of a year left in your contract, you can start negotiating with other clubs. So there's a bit of speculation purely based off I haven't signed anything with the Storm yet. And yeah, it's pretty hard to avoid all the
Yes.
stuff going around on social media, but yeah, I guess I haven't made a decision yet. There's a lot of narrative around it being money,
Yes.
which is quite easy to speculate about. But yeah, I think that's something I've been really strong on the whole time. Is it's not money. I want to win premierships. I know my career's only got so long in it, and you want to be in the best environment where you've got that sort of growth mindset and you've got a good roster. So I'm just weighing all those things up at the moment. Melbourne definitely do have that for sure.
Yeah.
But I think we've just had a couple of people leave lately that I'm just sort of waiting to see who we can get in those positions to fill in. So it's definitely more of a thinking decision than money.
Yeah, sure.
It always sort of plays its part, but yeah, I've sort of been able to sit down and lucky enough to speak to a few mentors who have sort of just said with big decisions, you've sort of got to take your time with it, don't rush into it. And
Billy Slater's one of those.
Yeah.
He's one of your good mentors, isn't he?
he is, he is good. I haven't spoken to him too much about this. He's sort of kept his distance, but I think he understands it all. And it's funny, I've never actually been off contract, so it's quite a new feeling, right?
Yeah.
Well, brace yourself, because over the next 12 months, you're going to be asked this question about 55,000 times.
And you can just cut it down, say, mate, I'll let you know down the track.
Yeah,
all right? Yeah.
Well, it's like I think a decision will come before the season. Like
great.
I don't think I'll drag it into the season. I know the
Yes.
sort of effects it has on your teammates dragging it out. So yeah, I feel like I'll come to a decision before games are played, but right now it's just sort of sitting there weighing all options up.
No, good. Hey,
Yeah.
Billy Slater. We love Billy Slater. He does everything right. Like, he was a great player, went into coaching, unbelievable
Yes.
coach, and then in the Spring Carnival, loved him on the back of the horse interviewing. He does everything right, doesn't he, Billy?
Mate, he's amazing. I genuinely felt so happy for him after the carnival.
Yeah.
You sort of, I know how, like, you know how hard he works and cares about footy, but cares about his horses. He's got his own thoroughbred farm out there. And his knowledge and depth of knowledge is something that is his strength. And I think he's just taken that straight into the coverage with Channel 9. And yeah, it was amazing. It's really impressive to see the way he sort of speaks about the jockeys. He knows their story inside and out, but he also knows the horse's story inside and out. And yeah, it was ultra impressive. Didn't surprise me because I knew he's very much detailed, very much needs to know those sort of things. And he wouldn't go out there and do it unless he was confident he could deliver. So It's a pretty good rat, but he deserves it. He works so hard, and you can see how much he cares.
Are you a horse guy yourself?
Oh,
I am. Yeah, got a
Yeah.
couple. So
Yeah, you got a couple. How
a
are they
good one.
going?
I've got a good one. Yeah,
Well.
I don't know how she's going at the moment. Yeah, Foxy Cleopatra. So with Trent Busserton. So she ran on Stakes Day at Flemington. No
Yeah.
good. Had a bit of a bleed, but I think she's going to send her off to the paddock now, and she's a fairly good type. So
Yeah.
I think they'll send her off and
Okay.
have some foals maybe.
Breed,
but
yeah.
we'll see what happens. But she was probably the best I've had. But I've always had an interest in it. Got a few greyhounds as well. So
Yeah, right,
it's just
okay.
something that's sort of
300,000 she won in prize money. That's not bad, mate.
that's not bad. Yeah,
Bloody
yeah.
Yeah, 15th of 15th last start. Okay, right.
Yeah, so last, but I think the joy, like I've had a few, and I think maybe one of them's made the city track. So
Yeah.
for Foxy to be running the city track whenever she starts, like I get such a joy out of that, and I know it's a process. Hopefully, I can get a better one in the future, but I generally just enjoy going out there, getting the owners' tickets and seeing it in the yard and seeing it after and talking to the trainers and seeing the jockeys. It's just a crazy experience, right? And there'd be people who dream to be able to do that one day. So
You should see everyone gathers around the jockey. He comes there, he's there, and you can't see him, and they're all gathered around.
Yeah.
Then the trainer comes up, and it's funny, isn't it? Everyone gathers around there and listens to everything they say. Then you go and watch it, and nothing like that. Didn't. What happened? It's supposed to lead. It didn't lead.
there's so many variables, isn't it? And I reckon that's what I've realised. Your horse can be primed up for the day, but there's 15 other horses in the race, and they could be doing just as good. So
I'll tell you what, have you been there when your horse has won? There's no better feeling
Oh,
if you're
yeah.
on track and your horse wins. Doesn't matter where.
no, but so last year, I think it was last year or the year before, it was Foxy. She was meant to race on the Saturday. Might have been Derby Day or Stakes Day. And they said, we're going to pull her out and race her at the Valley the night before.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Like, I could have gone to the Saturday. I can't go to the Valley. And
You could have done a
What do
Jackie
you know?
Ginnivan.
what do you
It
know?
would have been
She
fine.
ended up winning at the Valley. So I got that framed up in the house at the moment.
Oh,
but
good.
yet to experience one at the track.
Well done on that. And you're a golfer as well, I believe.
Oh, it's
I
everything.
am, yeah. So, obviously have a few interests and hobbies, and golf is one of them. I actually just got a golf sim put into my garage, so it's all happening.
Yeah, nice. And but you're playing soon, aren't you, in the same tournament as Bill?
Yes,
Yes.
exactly. When are we playing this Sunday? And
Yes.
playing like it's not the actual Pro-Am, but it leads into the Pro-Am
The
of the
Costco Challenge.
That's it.
That's the one.
Australian Open coming up, of course. So who are you playing with?
I'm not sure who I'm playing with yet, but it's a star-studded lineup. So
yeah.
pretty sure Max is going to be out there.
Yes, he hits it well, doesn't he?
Rory Lobb's going to be there as well. He hits a fair ball.
Yeah.
I think we got a Ruby Slice is going to be there too.
Rubes.
Oh, yeah.
Rubes will be out there.
Yes.
So it's going to be a big day. I think for a spot in the Pro-Am, I think it's 4. But yeah, there's going to be plenty of athletes out there. And I think that's the great thing about golf is you can sort of do it on your days off. It's not too taxing and
Yes.
apart from mentally frustrating. But yeah, that's the only thing it sort of plays a toll on. But yeah, it's going to be a good day. And yeah, the Oz Open following that, which would be a pretty cool event too, with all the superstars coming
Cam
down.
Smith and Min Woo and Cam Davis, Mark Leishman. Would you go along there? And they'd love to see you, I reckon.
Yeah, no,
They would.
I don't know about that. And probably, I know Smithy, he likes his rugby league. He's a big Broncos fan.
Same hairstyle.
Yeah, same hairstyle. But I was out there at the Oz Open 2 years ago when it was here.
Yeah.
And he actually signed my hat. So
Oh.
I think he just thought I was a fan. And then he sort of looked up and I think he realised and we sort of had a chat for a little bit. But no,
He would have been going, what's his name? Oh, I know this bloke.
Did I go to school with that guy? Who is he? Are you
fish.
what sort of a golfer? Are you throw a club in the lake kind of golfer, or are you pretty level-headed?
I'm pretty chilled, I think. I used
Yeah.
to be a throw a club into the water, but I'm all right now. I think I think it's come with maturity.
Oh, well done.
What
Are you a member?
What are you playing off?
I'm off 11 and I play at Q and down at the dunes.
Oh,
Down in
good.
Rye.
Yeah,
They love Q. Oh, everyone loves Q, don't they?
It's good track, close to the city. Obviously, it got smashed by the floods when it was flooding, but apart from that, amazing course. So I actually know one of the guys competing in the All Abilities at the Aussie Open. He's
Yeah.
out there practicing now, so I was going to head out there after this and
good.
say good day to him. But yeah, Mike Brown. So if anyone
good.
wants to follow for the Oz Open, Mike Brown is from England.
Yep.
Very good fella. prosthetic leg, and can swing a ball, can swing a club like no tomorrow. He actually asked me for my advice whether he should bring a 5-wood down under or a 2-iron. I just told him a 2-iron. Got no clue what I'm talking about, but I said a 2-iron. So, yeah, Mike Brown, keep an eye out. He's an absolute weapon.
Not too far Q either, is it?
Beautifully done, Bill.
What was the other question I had for you? Oh, do you get papped a lot? Paps?
No, I think that's what the beauty of being in Melbourne, right?
Melbourne, exactly.
Yeah. No. I've been...
Oh, the kangaroos. Bloody kangaroo. Why do you barrack for the kangaroos, Ryan Papenhuyzen?
Just a long-time fan, and there have been a few rough years, but there's a big problem at the Storm at the moment where guys have 2 or 3 AFL teams.
No,
it's not good.
No, you can't have that.
No, you can't have 2 or 3. That's ridiculous.
You can't have 2 or 3 teams, and I've been trying to lead this charge of saying you can't do it, but it's got no legs.
Who's that? Munster?
Jerome Hughes.
Oh, come on, Jerome.
Cameron Munster.
Yeah, of course. He'd jump on a few, yes.
Jonah Pezzett. Grant Anderson. You know what? A lot of the Richmond boys, when they were fans in 2017,
they've dropped off.
They dropped off.
You can't do that either.
And the D's fans as well. Very quiet.
Good.
Christian Welch, to mention another one.
Come on.
There you
Yeah, you've stuck with North Melbourne through thick and thin.
Thick and thin.
No, thick. No, thin. Thin and thin.
You've
Thin
stuck
and
with
thin.
North Melbourne through thin and thin.
Exactly. I couldn't think it was thick or thin.
It's been a while since the thick days. North Melbourne.
Papenhuyzen now. Great to speak with you, mate.
Yes.
Good on you. You're a bloody star.
And tickets for the 2024 ISBS Handa Australian Open are available through Ticketek. Tickets starting at just $36 for adults, and kids under 17 go free. You never know. You might see Ryan and Bill there in the Pro-Am.
Yeah, probably
before it
Ryan.
starts.
It's a great event too, actually. I think actually being a golf fan, it's great. But if you're not a golf fan, there's actually so many activations, the food, the drinks, everything's there. Hopefully the weather turns out. But
Live music, kids zones, got
Can't
everything
beat it.
there.
There is something for everyone.
Exactly.
Thank you, Ryan.
Yeah, Pap.
Thanks, guys.